Hi, welcome to Physics Teacher. Now this is a lab that I do with my grade 11 chemistry class, and it's a good skill. We are going to take this solution that we made in the previous lab. If you want to see that, the link's here, where we created a 0.1 molar solution of copper 2 sulfate. Today's lab is we're going to dilute the solution to a 0.02 molar solution. All right, to dilute this solution, we're going to first need to do a few calculations. So let's take a look at those.
All right, so to figure out how much of our original solution we need to create our new solution, we're going to use the equation C1V1 equals C2V2, our solution dilution equation. And we use this because we know that the amount of solute, N, is going to stay the same. So what we want to try and figure out is for what volume of our original solution, which was a 0.1 molar solution, do we need to add to our new 100 milliliter solution to get a concentration of 0.02 molar. So when we divide both sides by 0.1, we can solve for the volume that is required, which turns out to be 20 milliliters. So let's go back to our lab and make this new solution.
Now that I've done the calculations and I know I need 20 milliliters of this solution, and then the rest I'm just going to add more distilled water until I reach 100 milliliters. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a pipette to measure exactly 20 milliliters. Now this is a 10 milliliter pipette, so we're just going to do it twice. Now how this works, and I'll show you with just water, is first you squeeze the bulb to create some suction. Some bulbs actually have a valve that you have to push first. This one doesn't. And then this button here you can use to extract. And this button here you can use to expel. And you can see you can measure those very accurately. Now this is 10 milliliter. You notice you won't see a 10 milliliter mark. But if you were to fill this up to exactly 0, then you'd have 10 milliliters. So that's what we're going to do. We will put our solution into a beaker. This we can wash out later. And then we'll take exactly 10 milliliters. And again, 10 milliliters. Now the rest is going to be distilled water. So I can get some distilled water here. And I'm going to use this pipette and bulb again because there's going to be some solute inside the pipette. And so I want to make sure I wash all of that out. And I want to make sure I do it with distilled water. And just as yesterday, we're going to fill it up exactly to the 100 milliliter mark. Now you don't have to measure too accurately with this one, but never suck any of the liquid into the bulb, and never turn it upside down either, because then it will go in the bulb, and if you're working with something corrosive, that'll just ruin it. Once you do it a couple times with the pipette, just to make sure you've gotten out all the solute, then you can just use the filter and pour the rest in, just as we did in the previous lab. Make sure you hold the filter just up a little bit so that you don't create a suction. And you can finish it with this, or you can use an eyedropper as we did in the previous video. And there you have it. Here's our 0.1 molar copper 2 sulfate solution and our 0.02 molar copper 2 sulfate solution. I hope that helped you learn some new skills in chemistry, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next experiment.